Welcome to the swearing-in ceremony for Duluth Mayor Emily Larson and the Duluth City Council. It's an exciting night here at the DECC with a beautiful backdrop of the aerial lift bridge. We have a full house here, and we'd like to welcome a live television audience on My 9. Thank you for choosing to join us. My name is Julie Zenner. I co-host Almanac North on WDSE TV, and I'm honored to be part of tonight's inauguration ceremony. And I'd like to congratulate the 6 city councilors who are being sworn in tonight, as well as Emily Larson, who in just a few moments will become the city's first female mayor. So let's give her a round of applause. Thanks to all of them for a willingness to serve the community. We have a lot of ground to cover tonight, and it's historic ground, so we're going to get right into it. And first, I'd like to call upon David Montgomery, City Administrator, to recognize outgoing city councilors who have served their positions well and earned the gratitude of city residents through their time in office. Mr. Montgomery?
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David Montgomery, Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Duluth. And thank you all for joining us here, whether it's here at the DECC or at home via television. I'd like to ask the 3 outgoing councilors, Councilor Gardner, Councilor Jolsrud, Councilor Krug, to come up and join me up on the stage. One of my favorite roles as CAO is working with the City Council and individual councilors as they carry out the duties and work of the Council. The Council's worked very hard to address the many and varied issues facing the City and working to develop the many initiatives that have propelled Duluth forward. It is my honor this evening to recognize the 3 councilors here who are completing their service to the community as Duluth City Councilors. Charlotte Gardner, 3rd District Councilor, Jen Jelsrud, 1st District Councilor, and Linda Krug, Councilor at Large. The city is presenting each of them with a plaque in appreciation for their hard work and dedication in service to our Duluth community. Dig them out here.
Yeah, get the big plaques.
Thank you very much.
And outgoing councilors, thank you again for stepping up and taking on the responsibility of public service and for really working hard to make this community a better place to live. Appreciate it. At this time, would District Court Judge Leslie Byers, who presides at the Carleton County Courthouse, please step forward to administer the oath of office to returning 2nd District Councilor Joel Cypress, as well as new 1st District Councilor Gary Anderson, 3rd District Councilor M. Westerlin, and at-large councilors Alyssa Hansen and Noah Hobbs. I should also mention that 5th District Councilor Jay Fosley was unable to be here tonight due to illness. Judge?
Will the new councilors-elect please raise your right hand and say "I," followed by your name, and repeat after me. I Gary Anderson. Say "I," your name, and repeat after me. I Gary Anderson, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Minnesota, and the Duluth City Charter, and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially perform the duties of my office as counselor to the best of my judgment and ability. I so swear. Congratulations, counselors.
And if we could have the other city councilors who are here come up onto the stage and join those who were just sworn in. Congratulations to all of you. We have a special treat tonight. Former Duluth Poet Laureate Debra Cooper. Debra has been writing poetry for more than 20 years and has served on the board of Lake Superior Writers for 6 years, including 2 as co-chair. Her poems have been published in numerous literary journals and anthologies. Debra has used her poetry in her work as a hospice chaplain, and she teaches writing classes for those who are grieving the loss of a loved one. She has taught poetry classes at the St. Louis County Jail for the past 4 years and has conducted writing workshops in numerous settings. Tonight she will be doing a reading of a piece called "We All Wake to the Same Sun." So please welcome former Duluth Poet Laureate Debra Cooper.
Thank you. Dawn shrugs off the night. Morning opens wide upon its hinges. We all wake to the same sun. The woman in the brownstone, the man in the trailer at the end of a dirt road, the boy sleeping in the dumpster seeking refuge from the cold. We all wake to the same sun. Across the city and the countryside, eyes turn on the way to the barn or the bus, through the windows of kitchens and trucks, of waiting rooms and penitentiaries. We live and move in this same circle of light, crossing the sky, the lake, the neighborhoods and hills. We see beauty in the roses in the garden, in a wildflower, in a loved one's face. We hear beauty in the music of a chickadee, the heartbeat of the waves. In a chapel or a temple, mosque or forest, bells or drums call us to prayer. We bow, we kneel, we face the 4 directions, the same praise in our mouths, the same needs in our hearts. We all shelter the same small flame of hope. We all come to know the weight of grief. We hold the children close. We hold the old ones. Night falls the same way everywhere, the deepening blue, the dusk, the dark, upon the hungry and the fed, the loved, the lonely. We dream the same dreams everywhere, inside a shelter or a townhouse or a cell, sleep beneath the same soft moon, the same tossed scattering of stars. We all wake to the same sun. Dawn shrugs off the night. Morning opens wide upon its hinges.
Thank you, Debra. That was just beautiful. Now, a man who really needs no introduction, outgoing Duluth Mayor Don Ness, who has served in the position for the past 8 years and is leaving to become what he has described as a free agent. Through his 2 terms as mayor, Mayor Ness has successfully tackled many tough issues, including retiree health care liabilities, cuts to local government aid, a devastating flood, sanitary sewer overflows, and the sale of synthetic drugs downtown. He now leaves the city with several major construction projects underway downtown and on the waterfront, a vision for growth and investment along the St. Louis River corridor, and a renewed sense of pride and optimism. It's a good time to pass the baton, Mayor. So please welcome former Duluth Mayor Don Ness.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. No refunds on that. First of all, congratulations to my good friend Emily Larson. Congratulations to the newly elected city councilors. I am so excited for our city, and I'm so excited to see your chapters unfold. And having had the experience over the last 16 years to serve this beautiful and wonderful community, I'm excited for all of you as well. I do want to take a moment to thank the people that I've had the honor and pleasure to work with, elected officials. It's so nice to have a governor and a lieutenant governor that we can work with, our legislators, county commissioners, school board members, community leaders, city councilors that I've worked with over the past 16 years, and I especially want to thank staff and my coworkers at City Hall and throughout city government. It is, I think, as I think about leaving this position, that's the piece that feels like the greatest loss. There are such wonderful people that work for our city government and deliver quality service on a day-to-day basis. Wonderful people that care so deeply about the quality of our community, and I am going to desperately miss working with those folks. And I also want to give a quick personal thank you to my wife, Laura, who's here today, and she is the reason that I stand before you, and she is my reason going forward. So thank you, Laura. So as has been mentioned, the official transition actually happens at noon, and so as I packed up my remaining belongings in the office and left and got into my car, and it was such a glorious January day in the city of Duluth. Bright blue sky, the sun shining, the lake sparkling in the sunshine, driving around town and appreciating the goodness of our community. The obvious natural beauty, the construction that's still taking place in January in our community, homes and businesses with fresh updates as a kind of embodiment of the optimism that people are feeling and looking for to reinvest into our community. And then just traveling around the streets and looking over and just thinking, this is such a wonderful community to live. And then I thought about Emily and stepping into this office with such great energy and enthusiasm. She's really the ideal combination of intelligence and energy, personality and vision. And I'm so proud of her in this moment and proud of our community for making this choice. So with tears in my eyes and my heart pounding and a lump in my throat, I was filled with this overwhelming desire to call my mayor and to deliver a message that would truly pass the torch. Mayor Larson, and I pause to drink in the symbolic importance of the moment as the crisp January air fills my lungs before continuing. Mayor Larson, I want to complain about a big pothole in my neighborhood. Because forget about the noon transition or the swearing in that's going to happen right now. The real torches pass when you take a complaint from a person that's been inconvenienced in our community. That's when you know that you're really, truly the mayor. So this is a day to look ahead. Has there been a more optimistic moment in our city? Probably been decades. And I see all of you and the excitement and support that you have for Emily. And I just am filled, overwhelmed with optimism and confidence in our city's future. And it's embodied in this gathering. And so I see so many familiar faces, and I see the joy and the excitement in your faces, and you should be excited, because these are good times in our city, and they're going to get better. I will ask the community to be generous in their patience and support for Mayor Larson, for this city council. I hope that you'll encourage tough decisions that move our city forward, to support the process of exploring bold ideas with open-minded patience, and to maintain an optimism that encourages investment in our infrastructure, our homes, our businesses, and the quality of life in this community. Today, more than ever, because of Mayor Larson, the city councilors up here on stage, our tremendous city staff, community leaders, many of you are here today, that are filled with determination and enthusiasm for the path forward. And because of that, I truly know that Duluth's best days are yet to come. Thank you.
I was thinking as you were talking about that phone call that there might be the seeds of a new essay there. So perhaps a sequel, book sequel in retirement? Okay, well now it's time for the main event, the swearing in of Emily Larson as Duluth's 39th mayor and the first woman to ever hold that position. So folks, this is really history in the making tonight. Larson was elected with 72% of the vote in November and has served 4 years on the Duluth City Council, most recently as council president. She's a small business owner, she's a neighborhood advocate, she's an avid trail runner, and she originally came to Duluth as a student at the College of St. Scholastica, and like a number of other people, myself included, she fell in love with the city and decided to stay here and make it her home. She has served on the Duluth Economic Development Authority, Visit Duluth, the Arrowhead Regional Development Committee, and numerous other boards and committees. And she and her husband, Doug Zahn, have 2 sons who I'm very sure are very, very proud of their mom right now. So Judge Beyer, would you please come up once again to administer the mayor's oath of office? Mm-hmm.
All right, will the mayor-elect please raise your right hand and say, I, Emily Larson,
I, Emily Larson,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and the Duluth City Charter,
and the Duluth City Charter,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
perform the duties of my office as mayor
perform the duties of my office as mayor
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
I so swear.
I so swear.
Congratulations.
Oh my. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, so Mayor Ness, that lump in your throat, I feel it now. And I am not ready for that call about the potholes. It is too soon. And you know it, you know it. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. I do have some comments that I'll share, but before I do feel compelled just to go off script a little bit and just say some heartfelt thanks. When Mayor Ness has talked about the support that the community gives to your leaders in the last couple of months, I have felt it in ways that have really moved me and surprised me and been so generous. And so I thank you, because I know from the year of campaigning, I know from my work on City Council, you feel passionate about this city. The support you have already shown me from very unexpected corners moves me and propels me, and I am so very grateful. I thank many people who have helped me get here today, and my colleagues on this new City Council, because we are here because we are passionate too about Duluth, and we are here because people join with us to reach out to neighbors, to door knock, to campaign, to communicate a message. So many people gave enormous amounts of their time to support this message, and I am very grateful. And welcome to new City Councilors, and to those who signed up for another run, Joel, and our councilors that carry over. I know from having just done this work, it is a lot. It is more work than you think, because you're adding it on to your daily life, and it's an enormous commitment that your families make as well. So I am really looking forward to working with you, supporting your work, and finding great ways that we can get good things done together. And to my colleagues who have left the council, Councilor Gardner, Councilor Jolsrud, and Councilor Krug, I will miss working with you. We have been through a lot together. A lot of issues, a lot of meetings, a lot of FaceTime together. But we'll still text, but I will miss you. And I know, Mayor Ness, you are probably tired of thanks and praise, and I will just say very briefly how grateful I am for your time and attention during this transition, which has really, I think people probably assume that outgoing mayors just are very generous about that with incoming mayors. It's actually not always the case. It's very unusual. And Don opened up City Hall the day after election. The phone call I got was from his office to say, when are you coming in? And what do you need to get started? So I thank you for that. And tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about hope. And I actually have Mayor Ness to thank for that too, because I think we can all agree that in the past 8 years, a lot of growth, a lot of progress, a lot of hope. And hope is something very tangible. It's something that we have, and it's not something we've had very long. And so I thank you for giving us the opportunity to rediscover that hope in our community. And I'm excited for you and Laura. You're going to have such a great life outside of elected politics. Lastly, I want to thank, there's a lot of people who've come here tonight to support me, my political allies, my mentors, people who have traveled across the state. My college roommates are here somewhere. Keep it down. Oh, there you are. And my sister is here. My sister Jessica came up, and I have 4 beautiful, amazing parents, Narita and Jean and Lee and Pam. And they have believed in me every step of the way. I had a lot of harebrained ideas, and they have been so generous about supporting me unconditionally. And finally, before I begin, I'm getting all this emotional stuff out of the way first so I can focus. I need to abundantly thank my husband Doug and our sons Gabe and Eli, who have been extraordinary. They are so much fun to live with, and they tolerate me, and I don't know if I'm always easy, but being in a family with you is wonderful, and it's a gift to me every day, and I'm excited for all of us. Okay, so here we go. This is my first official address. Please keep your expectations very low and measured. We have 4 years to do this together, so I am honored and deeply grateful to be here tonight. I took this oath. My sons carried this Bible on stage, and I took this oath intentionally with this Bible. This Bible immigrated to America along with my ancestors in 1890 from Sweden. And this book, this extraordinary book of all the things you could take from your home, the home that you know, the known world that you've been to, the unknown world that you're going, and to choose this book. And I woke up this morning, actually very early. I woke up very early. And I thought about my great-great-great-grandfather and what that voyage must have been like for him. The unknown and the fear and the hope of a better life for you and your family and those who come after. And I wondered what he would have thought about that moment. This hodgepodge of family, kind of disorganized, but standing there taking this oath, my beautiful, stunning, kind, and generous family, my sons, holding this book that has been around for 130 years. And I wondered what he would think about that. What would he think about the fact that his descendants have created change in their own communities? And I think about him because I stand on his shoulders tonight, in the way that I stand on the shoulders of other descendants, and on the way that tonight, in particular, I stand on the shoulders of generations of women, strong and determined and bold, these strong and determined and bold women who have created courageous, very courageous paths of opportunity over generations and generations despite great odds, so that we, all of us here together tonight, can be here in this way tonight. And tonight, this moment is really, it is for all of us. In Duluth, we are at a time of unprecedented progress and momentum. I know you feel it. I think that's one of the reasons why you're here. I know it's what you talked about with me while I was campaigning. I know it's what you continue to feel passionate about. I know you feel it. And I know that you care about where we're going and how we're going to get there. Some examples of our success include almost $2 billion of construction projects in the pipeline or underway currently. Unbelievable amount for a city of our size. In November, we had an unemployment rate of 2.9%. When you compare that to the region or the state or the nation, you will see how amazing that is. We've expanded our tax base. We have median home sales prices increasing. We have this wave of entrepreneurship, and we have incredible growth within small businesses in Duluth. We are all a part of this prosperity. Certainly the path we have taken the last 8 years has helped set us here, but so has the hard work of many of us and many of you in this room. And one of the things that I've learned here, working in Duluth, serving you as a public servant already, is that we know how to find our own solutions. Those signs of progress did not happen accidentally. They did not happen overnight. They happened because people cared, people rolled up, people figured out how to get things done, and that is what we are good at here in Duluth. And where we're at right now is good, and it's actually great. And those signs of progress I just talked about are really, really important. So we have this momentum underway, And we could actually just ride that wave of momentum, and I think we would be just fine. But riding a wave of momentum is passive, and it would be settling. And that's not who we are as a community, and here's what I mean by that. That 2.9% unemployment rate that I talked about, so important, such an incredible sign of progress. If you dig deeper in those numbers, you will see that here in Duluth, people of color have unemployment rates that are 3 to 4 times that of the general population, and that is not okay for us. That $2 billion of construction projects that I talked about, thank you. That $2 billion of construction projects that I talked about, unbelievable, and I know you've seen this. These are the buildings going up. These are the cranes. These are hard hats. These are the kinds of things we love to see because they are great jobs, and they keep families strong. But at the same time, while we're having that, we have actually a wave of a crisis coming our way, a workforce gap, a skills gap here in Duluth, and we do not have the skills and the training to meet the need of that demand, and that will be, and that is a problem. And at the same time, we know that we have hundreds of people who are very qualified, who are very capable, but unable to be competitive in a market economy because we have not provided them all of the skills and all of the access and all of the training to help them do that. And I believe, and I know from the year that we spent talking about a vision for this city, I believe that you believe that we are not a community that leaves people behind. At least we won't be on my watch or the watch of this council. Because the work ahead in our next chapter calls us to ensure that while we are focused on continuing our economic development efforts, we're doing so while building an economy that works for everyone, all neighborhoods, and all neighbors. We will find solutions to these challenges, and I pair them specifically, these really wonderful signs of progress, with some of our challenges, because I think as a community we are honest about who we are and what we face. We may not always know how to get to the end of that solution, but we know where to start. We are Duluth. You and me, 855 amazing staff who make sure that every single day you have water coming out of your tap and you have emergency services responding to you in a timely manner when you need it most. We are diverse and very proud neighborhoods. We like our heritage. We like our story. We are an amazing community, and we will find a path to prosperity that works for everyone. So I've got an ambitious 100-day plan, and I'll need your help with it. I'm going to spend the next 100 days working on pairing our opportunities and our challenges and to find a path towards prosperity that works for our community. And I'm not going to do that alone. I'm going to do it with many of you in the room. I'm going to do it with the transition team that I've assembled, and I'll talk more about that next week. And in 100 days, I am going to be back. And while I may not have the answers and all of those solutions ready to go, we will have a light on the path ahead. We will have a sense of the work that we need to do, and we will be ready to get to work. And while I know that we have things to figure out in the next few years between our challenges and how we grow our momentum, I know that one thing that will keep us together, that will keep us working, that will keep us focused, that will keep us moving forward, that will help us not just ride that wave of momentum, but actually harness its power to propel us even further into more prosperity. That one piece is hope. And I love hope. And here's why. It is active. Hope is clear-sighted. It knows its challenges. It knows what's wrong. It knows the odds. Hope actually knows the odds. It understands the odds, but it stands steady despite them. When people feel hope, they are engaged. When businesses feel hope, they invest and they expand. And when communities feel hope, they progress, and they progress in ways that are sustainable and healthy for all. So I know in the next 4 years, we have got a lot of work to do, and I know that we will do it together, and I am intentional about that we. I know the support that is out there for this community, and I know the heart and the work and the soul that I will bring to it. I know the passion of this council, and I truly, truly believe that it is going to be an incredible 4 years for us together, and that together starts tonight, and it starts now. Because we in this room, we at home, we across the city, we are hope, and we are progress, we are resilience, and we are Duluth. Thank you.